Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
Hare Krishna, Sapan Prabhu, Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Bhavana Prabhu.
Yes, bro.
Yeah, we'll start. Whoever can join, they can join. So, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutare Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminithi Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravane Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatharine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakturanda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukankaroti Vachalam Pangamalantaya Ginimekrupatamaham Munde Sri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Mishwaram Om Apavitra Pavitro Vasarva Vasangatu Piva Yasmare Kundari Kaksham Sabahya Bhyantaram Suji Sri Vishnu Sri Vishnu Sri Vishnu Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pasyanti Surayo Diva Chakshuratatam Sadvipraso Vipanneho Jagruhamsa Samindate Vishnu Yat Paramam Padam Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let's start from Chaitanya Charitamrita, 15th chapter. Chapter entitled as The Lord Accepts Prasadam at the House of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So Lord accepts Prasadam at the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So we are at text 290. So before that, let me quickly share here our sections from our Bhagavad Chaitanya Subodhani. Hare Krishna Vani Madhya, thank you for joining today. So let me continue.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yeah. So we are at 290th verse, okay? So what exactly in this section is all about? The offense and deliverance of Amogha. That's where we are reading for this section. There are 302 verses. So we are at 290, another 12 verses there. So Amogha blasphemes Lord Chaitanya, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Sarvabhauma curses Amogha, who later falls sick with cholera. Lord Chaitanya cures him and Amogha repents. Lord pacifies Amogha and later Sarvabhauma, chastising, pacifying Amogha and as well as later Sarvabhauma. Okay. So before that, I was not attentive. Maybe I have gone through some of the recordings. Let me quickly read just sections only. 184 to 242, we already read. Lord Chaitanya accepts Prasad at the Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So those majority of the verses, okay? 44 plus 16 verses. 50 verses. No, 50, no, 60 verses. 60 verses talks about that one only. That's where Prabhupada put the title as Lord accepts Prasad at the Sarvabhauma's house. So Shatira Mata cooks several items and Sarvabhauma pushes Lord Chaitanya to accept the opulent prasadam. Haribol. So 37 to 108, there is a big section. Lord Chaitanya talks with departing Bengal devotees. This also we have gone through it. Various devotees from Bengal talks and glorifying Lord and sharing instructions and following those things there. Some of the so let me continue since I haven't read now. Let me continue here. Resume share. Okay. Let me read this and then we'll decide. So 37 to 183. So 41 request to Advaita give Krishna Bhakti even to Chandalas. So there is no caste, creed, gender, discrimination. Krishna consciousness, anybody can practice. The fortunate animals like cats and dogs in the devotees' homes also benefited. Some devotees is also keeping emotional to support for themselves. Some devotees not be alone, but at least they wanted to keep some pet dogs, pet cats. So that is good when those living entities also hear the holy name. 42-44 order to Nityananda Prabhu manifest Prema Bhakti in Bengal without restriction. Without restriction. 45 to 67 talks with Srivasa Pandita, perform Kirtana daily and give prasada to Sachimata. Lord Chaitanya becomes overwhelmed remembering Sachimata. 68 to 92 praising the devotion of Raghava Pandita, his offering of coconuts and meticulous loving service. 93 to 97 instructions to Shivananda Sena, take care of Vasudeva Datta's family affairs. 98 to 111 talks with the Kulina Grama devotees. The Lord invites them for Rath Yatra every year, describes the glories of the holy name, and defines a Vaishnava. Who is Vaishnava? So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur has written one song, Tumi Kisire Vaishnava. Dustama Tumi Kisera Vaishnava. Dustama Tumi Kisera Vaishnava. Very nice song. Oh, are you Vaishnava? And a question mark. So here, from how he composed the song again, from the teachings of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? So that's the thing. 112 to 132, 112 to 132 talks with the Khanda devotees, glorifies Mukunda Das. 133 to 136 orders to Sarvabhauma and Vidya Vachaspati worship Lord Jagannatha and Mother Ganges. 137 to 157 glorifies Murari Gupta for his devotion to Lord Ramachandra. 158 to 180 talks with Vasudeva Datta. Vasudeva Datta says, I am ready to suffer for the sins of all living entities so that they may be delivered. Lord Chaitanya says that Krishna can easily deliver all living entities in the universe simply by your desire. And then Satira Mata cooks several items and Sarava pushes Lord Chaitanya to accept the opulent prasadam. And Amoga blasphemes Lord Chaitanya. Sarava curses Amoga, who later falls sick with cholera. Lord Chaitanya cures him and Amoga repents. Lord pacifies Amoga and later Sarvabhauma. So మొత్తం ఒకసారి సెక్షన్స్ అనేది ఫీలింగ్ ఉంది. సో నౌ థింగ్ ఈస్ సో ఇవి చదవకపోతే ఇవి బాధపడతాయి అన్నమాట. లెట్ మీ కంప్లీట్ దిస్ ఆల్సో. 1 to 15 Lord Chaitanya's activities at Puri. That's where this chapter started. Continuation of just connection from previous chapter. Advaita Acharya and Lord Chaitanya would worship each other. Devotees would extend invitations to the Lord. The 16 to 36 verses, the devotees celebrate various festivals. 17 to 31, Janmashtami came. During that time, devotees dress up as Gopals and Lord Chaitanya whirls their rod. 30 to 35, Vijayadashmi, devotees dress up as monkey soldiers. Lord Chaitanya displays the emotions of Hanuman. They're all pastimes, basis of scripture, and they perform the various dramas. That is called, transcendentally situated and transcendentally performing these activities. All are related. Transcendentally situated means these pastimes are eternally existing. Nitya Leela, right? Nitya Leela, always existing some other corner of in the universe. That's why it's called Nitya Leela. So somebody joined. Let me see who is this. Madhavi Mataji, Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining. So we'll start reading now. Let me share 290th verse. Okay. Hari Om. First, let me do two, then go over to Sapan Prabhu and Madhavi Mataji. Prabhupada bhatta kahite lagila, marita amogha tare kene jiyaila. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Catching hold of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet, the Bhattacharya said, "Why did you bring Amogha back to life? It would have been better had he died." Text 291. प्रभु काहे अमोघ शिशु तुम्हारा बालका दोषा न लाया पिता ताते बालका. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Amogha is a child and your son. The father does not take the faults of his son seriously, especially when he is maintaining him. Sapan Prabhu, please start. 292.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Yes,
Ebe
Prabhu.
Vaishnava Haila Tara Gela Aparadha Tahara Upare Ebe Karaha Prasada. Now that he has become a Vaishnava, he is offenseless. You can bestow your mercy upon him without hesitation.
Continue.
Bhatta kahe chala Prabhu Ishvara Darshane Snana Karitana Muni Asicho Ekhane. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, "Please go, my lord, to see Lord Jagannatha. After taking my bath, I shall go there and then return."
Good. One more.
Prabhu kahe gopinata iha nirahiba inho prasade paila varta ama ke kahiba. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then told Gopinatha, "Stay here and inform me when Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya has taken his prasadam." Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Madhavi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji Danda Pranam.
Mataji.
Yeah. Yetabali Prabhu Jila Ishvara Darasane Bhattasnana Darshana Karila Bhojane. Translation. After saying this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to see Lord Jagannatha. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya completed his bath, went to see Lord Jagannatha, and then returned to his house to ask food. Sei Amoga Haila Prabhura Bhakta Ekanta Preme Nache Krishna Nama Laya Mahashanta. Translation. Thereafter, Amoga became an unalloyed devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He danced in ecstasy and peacefully chanted the holy name of Lord Krishna. Ajay Chitra. Should I continue, Prabhuji?
Yes, yes.
Ajay Chitra Lila Kare Sasira Nandana Yeyi Deke Shune Tanda Vismaya Hayamana. Translation. In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed his various pastimes. Whoever sees them or hears them recounted becomes truly astonished.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
298, Lalitman Prabhu, thank you for joining. Please recite.
Thank you, Prabhuji. आयचे भट्ट गृहे करे भोजन विलासा तारे मध्ये नाना चित्र चरित्र प्रकाश. Translation. Thus, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu enjoyed eating in Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house. Within that one pastime, many wonderful pastimes were manifested. Okay. सार्वभौम घरे एई भोजन चरिता सार्वभौम प्रेमायान्हा हाइला vidita. Translation. These are peculiar characteristics of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. Thus, the Lord ate in Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house, and in this way, Sarvabhauma's love for the Lord has become very well known. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. As stated in Shakha Nirnayamrita, Amogha Panditam Vande Shri Gaurenatmasakritam Prema Gadgada Sandrangam Pulakakula Vigraham. Okay. I offer my obeisances unto Amogha Pandita, who was accepted by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. As a result of this acceptance, he was always merged in ecstatic love, and he manifested ecstatic symptoms such as choking of the voice and standing of the hairs on his body. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Jai Jai. Thank you so much. Let me, another 3 verses. Let me do it. Vani Mata, you are still in. When you are ready, please message, okay? When you are ready, please message. As you put hearing mode. So, when you are ready, please message. Text 300. Satira Matara Prema Ara Prabhura Prasada Bhakta Sambandheya Shamila Aparada. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thus, I have related the ecstatic love of Sarvabhauma's wife, who is known as the mother of Shakti. I have also related to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's great mercy, which he manifested by excusing Amogha's offense. He did so due to Amogha's relationship with a devotee. Purport. Amogha was an offender because he blasphemed the Lord. As a result, he was about to die of cholera. Amogha did not receive an opportunity to be freed from all offenses after being attacked by the disease. But Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and his wife were very dear to the Lord. Because of their relationship, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu excused Amogha. Instead of being punished by the Lord, he was saved by the Lord's mercy. All this was due to the unflinching love of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Externally, Amogha was Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's son-in-law, and he was being maintained by Sarvabhauma. Consequently, if Amogha were not excused, his punishment would have directly affected Sarvabhauma. Amogha's death would have indirectly brought about the death of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So he saved both. Let me ask. Okay, 301. Shraddha kariye lila sune ye jana achirat paya se chaitanya chairana. Whoever hears these pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with faith and love will attain the shelter of the Lord's lotus feet very soon. Very soon. 302. Shri Rupa Raghunatha Padeya Rasha Chaitanya Charitamrita Kahe Krishna Dasa. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunatha, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishnadasa, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. Purport. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, 15th chapter, describing the Lord's eating at the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Hari Bol. We have done with this CC Madhya 15th chapter. So let us recite this one once and we'll go back to our Srila Prabhupada Leelamrita. I don't have right now PDF. Bhagavat Chaitanya Subandhani PDF I don't have right now. So once I get it, we'll recap. Maybe after one chapter of Prabhupada Leelamrita. Jaya Jaya Sri. Please repeat after me. We are small 3, 4, 5 devotees. Let us repeat. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Sing devotees, Sachan.
Jaya Jaya Sri
Sri
Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Jaya
Jaya
Nityananda
Nityananda Jaya
Jaya
Dvaita
Dvaita
Chandra Jaya
Chandra
Gaura
Jaya
Bhakta
Gaura
Vrinda.
Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama Hare.
Madhya Mata, please read the translation.
All translation. All glories to Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Sri Nityananda. All glories to Advaita Chandra and all glories to the devotees of Lord Gauranga.
Very good.
Thank you.
Sapan Prabhu, thank you, Madhya. Sapan Prabhu, recite entire.
Yes, Prabhu. Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam.
It's okay. You recite everything and read.
Ami Bhakta Shaktikam. Let me offer my obeisances unto Lord Sri Krishna, who has manifested himself in 5 features as a devotee: expansion of a devotee, incarnation of a devotee, pure devotee, and devotional energy. The 5 features. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, Swayam Bhagwan. Sri Nityananda Prabhu is Krishna's first personal expansion as Balrama. Sri Advait Acharya is the Mahavishnu and Sadashiva, Harihara. Sri Srivasa Thakur is Krishna's pure devotee, Narada Muni, and symbolizes devotion, bhakti. Sri Gadadhara Pandita is Krishna's internal energy, Srimati Radharani. Srimati Lalita Sakhi, Shakti. Purport, last lines. This confirms the Vedic Sutra, Parasaya Shaktir Vividhai Sruvate. All these Bhakta subjects taken together constitute Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself. Hare Krishna.
Very good. Thank you, Prabhuji. Madhya Mataji, recite this. Hare Krishna, Madhya. Let me recite. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, 19th chapter, 53rd verse. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurat Vishaya Namaha. O most munificent incarnation, you are Krishna himself, appearing as Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You have assumed the golden color of Srimad Radharani, and you are widely distributing pure love of Krishna. We offer our respectful obeisances unto you. రైతు ప్రభు ఈ సింగ్ పాడండి ప్రభు ఇది చూసి
English, Prabhu.
మొత్తం పైన అంతా టెక్స్ట్ అంతా చదివి పాడవాడండి అది.
The Lord begins his tour to South India. Almost like a mad lion, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went on his tour filled with ecstatic love and performing Sankirtana, chanting Krishna's names as follows. Chaitanya Charitamrita 7.95. CC Madhya 7.96. The Lord chanted Krishna, 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 Hey. Krishna, 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 Hey. Krishna, 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 Rakshamam. Krishna, 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 Parema. That is, O Lord Krishna, please protect me and maintain me. He also chanted Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava Rakshamam. Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava Parema. That is, O Lord Rama, descendant of King Raghu, please protect me. O Krishna, O Keshava, killer of the Keshi demon, please maintain me. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, devotees. So we will resume Chaitanya Charitamrita Subodhini once we're done with Prabhupada Lilamrita. 20th chapter we are starting today. So before that, let us quickly ఒక్కొక్క చేద్దాం quickly. Sapam Prabhu, you know the tune, this one? Prabhupada Lilamrita, before starting we are singing this one. మీకు తెలుసా? ఐడియా ఉంది మీకు?
ఎస్ ప్రభు, ట్యూన్ అయితే తెలుసు.
చేయండి, ఫస్ట్ 2 చేయండి ప్రభు, నెక్స్ట్ 3, 4 నేను చేస్తాను.
यदि प्रभुपाद न होई तो ताबे की होई तो ए जीवन बहित किसे. यदि प्रभुपाद न होई तो ताबे की होई तो ये जीवन बहित किसे. निताय गौरेरा अपर करुणोके दिते सकल देशे. निताय गौरेरा अपर करुणा के दित सकल देशे. ఇది ఒక్కసారి చెప్పండి ప్రభు, సెకండ్ లైన్ పశ్చాత్.
పాశ్చాతేరాయత పాపి దూరాచారి శూన్యవాది మాయావాది. పాశ్చాతేరాయత పాపి దూరాచారి శూన్యవాది మాయావాది. तादेरा उद्धार करिबारे माना हे ना कोंदया निधि. तादेर नेक्स्ट మీరు సేమ్ ట్యూన్. तादेरा उद्धार करिबारे माना हे ना कोन दया निधि. यदि प्रभुपाद न होई तो ताबे की होई तो ए जीवाना बहित किसे. नेक्स्ट.
तादेरा निकटे कौन जान आसी बिलाइता हरिना. तादेरा निकटे कौन जान आसी बिलाइता हरिना. सभ्य जीव रूपे गड़ीते तदेरा के हैत अगुया. सभ्य जीव रूपे गड़ीते तदेरा के हैत अगुया. यदि प्रभुपाद न होई तो ताबे की होई तो ये जीवन बहित किसे. हरे कृष्ण.
థ్యాంక్ యూ ప్రభుజీ. మాధవి మాతాజీ ఆర్ లలిత్ మోహన్ ప్రభు, ఫోర్త్ చేయండి, దెన్ విల్ స్టార్ట్ రీడింగ్. నెక్స్ట్ 4 రేపు చేద్దాం.
ఓకే, ట్రై చేస్తా ప్రభు.
యా. దేశ దేశ దేశే హరి
దేశే దేశే హరి విగ్రహ సేవ ఆరతి రాత్రి దినే రక్త ఎత్రాది మహోత్సవ సభాషికైత కోనే జానే. సారీ ప్రభుజీ, ట్యూన్ ఏంటో నాకు
ఓకే, ఏం
తెలియదు.
కాదు, ఏం కాదు, ఏం కాదు, ఏం కాదు, పర్లేదు. లలిత్ మోహన్ ప్రభు చేయండి అది ఫోర్త్ మళ్ళీ.
ఓకే. దేశే దేశే హరి విగ్రహ సేవా आरती रात्रि दीने रथयात्रादि महोत्सव सभा सिकायित को न जाने. यदि प्रभुपाद न होई तो ताबे की होई तो ये जीवना बहिते किसे. थैंक यू.
Let me read first 2 and then next 2. Saban Prabhu చేయండి. Okay? If Srila Prabhupada had not come, what would have happened? How could we have passed our lives? Who else would have distributed the unlimited mercy of Lord Nityananda and Lord Gauranga all over the world? Which other compassionate person would have endeavored to deliver the miscreants, sinful, impersonalistic, and wideistic people in the West? ఈ రెండు చదవండి ప్రభు. Saban Prabhu.
Who else would have come to distribute Harinam to them? Who else would have come forward to transform them into civilized beings? Who else would have taught them how to worship the deity form of Lord Hari day and night with Aarti Kirtana, and how to conduct the Rath Yatra and other grand festivals? Hare Krishna.
హరే కృష్ణ. థ్యాంక్ యూ. అన్ని క్వశ్చన్స్ కి ప్రభుపాద ఇది ఆన్సర్. బాగా రాజా జయపతాక స్వామి ముగ్గురు మహారాజ్ ఆయన నైస్లీ రిటర్న్ బెంగాలీ. ఈ డోంట్ నో ఎనీథింగ్ Bengali, but he learned and understand, that's where, many people attracts, many Bengali devotees are disciples of Jayapataka Swami Maharaj in our ISKCON. Majority of the people, majority of the devotees. So, very nicely written. Okay, so we'll start. Let me share now. Okay, so let us spend some time and then Hare Krishna, Madhavi Mataji. లాస్ట్ టైం లావణ్య మెసేజ్ పెట్టింది కదా మీ భక్తి శాస్త్రి గురించి అని.
అవును ప్రభుజీ.
ఎప్పుడున్నది మాతది మీ ఎగ్జామ్స్ అవి?
ఇప్పుడు ఈ 10th కి ఇది అయిపోతుంది ప్రభుజీ. 3rd యూనిట్ అయిపోతుంది. సో 2 వీక్స్ లో ఉంటది అని చెప్పిండ్రు ఈ మంత్ ఎండింగ్.
అచ్చా 2 వీక్స్ లో ఉంటుంది. లాస్ట్ సెక్షన్
లాస్ట్ సెక్షన్ 10th కి అయిపోతుంది ప్రభుజీ. ఈ
అంటే
10th కి అయిపోతుంది.
ఇప్పటి వరకు మీకు ఏమేమి అయిపోయినాయి బుక్స్?
అవి ఈశోపనిషత్ అయిపోయింది ప్రభుజీ. 1, 2 ఇది 3rd యూనిట్ భగవద్గీత.
ఈశోపనిషద్ అయిపోయిందా?
అయిపోయింది.
ఇప్పుడు
నెక్స్ట్
నెక్టర్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్ అదే
అది అయిపోయింది.
నెక్టర్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్ కూడా అయిపోయింది కదా?
అయిపోయింది ప్రభుజీ. ఫస్ట్ లోనే చెప్పేసిరు.
అవి 2 స్మాల్ బుక్స్ అయిపోయినాయి. భగవద్గీత కూడా అయిపోతుందా ఇప్పుడు?
ఇప్పుడు 10th కి అయిపోతుంది.
10th అయిపోతే రిమైనింగ్ శ్లోకాస్ అదే అయితే ఎప్పుడు ఉంది అది మీకు ఎగ్జామ్? వాళ్ళు అది మళ్ళీ కూడా మారుస్తూ ఉంటారు కదా?
అదే ఈ జూన్ ఎండింగ్ లోపు అని చెప్పుండే.
చెప్పుండే సరే ఓకే. వీ హావ్ టైం. సో మనం కొన్ని భావార్థం ప్రేయర్స్ నేర్చుకుందాం. లేదు రుద్రగీత ఫినిష్ చేద్దాం కొన్ని వర్సెస్. ఓకే మాతాజీ, సరేనా? సో చాప్టర్ 20, లెట్ మీ షేర్. ఐఎమ్ నాట్ షేరింగ్ అగైన్. We are continuously reading along with our regular readings calls. Till now, we have completed chapter 19 of volume 1 of Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita, Planting the Seed. Now, see chapter 20, Stay High Forever. ఒక పిక్చర్ అండి యాక్చువల్లీ, మంత్ర రాక్ డాన్స్ అని చెప్పి స్టే హై ఫర్ ఎవర్ అని చెప్పి Srila Prabhupada attracted that way. He utilized every opportunity to preach the glories of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, chanting the holy names of the Lord. So, chapter 20, we are reading now. Stay high forever. Okay. I will read some paragraphs and over to you. Stay high forever. But while this was going on, an old man, 1 year past his allotted 70 wandered into New York's East Village and set about to prove to the world that he knew where God could be found. In only 3 months, the man, Swami A.C. Bhaktivedanta, succeeded in convincing the world's toughest audience, bohemians, acid heads, potheads, and hippies. వీరి గురించి ఒక్కొక్కటి మనం డిక్షనరీలో చూసి తెలుసుకుందాం. That he knew the way to God. Turn off, sing out, and fall in. Turn off, shut our mind, just sing out and fall in at the Lotus feet of spiritual master. That way, this new brand of holy man, with all due deference to Dr. Leary, has come forth with a brand of consciousness expansion that's sweeter than acid, cheaper than pot, and non-bustable by fuzz. How is all this possible? Through Krishna, the Swami says. From the East Village, Other, October 1966. Prabhupada's health was good that summer and fall, or so it seemed. He worked long and hard, and except for 4 hours of rest at night, he was always active. He would speak intensively on and on, never tiring. And his voice was strong. His smiles were strong and charming. His singing voice loud and melodious. During Kirtana, he would thump Bengali mridanga rhythms on his bongo drum. Sometimes for an hour, he ate heartily of rice, dal, chapatis, and vegetables with ghee. His face was full and his belly protuberant. Sometimes, in a light mood, he would drum with 2 fingers on his belly and say that the resonance affirmed his good health. His golden color had the radiance of youth and well-being preserved by 70 years of healthy, non-destructive habits. Non-destructive habits. Destructive habits are like smoking, wine, etc. When he smiled, virility and vitality came on so strong as to embrace a faded, dissolute New Yorker. In many ways, he was not at all like an old man, and his new followers completely accepted his active youthfulness as a part of the wonder of Swamiji, just as they had come to accept the wonder of the chanting and the wonder of Krishna. Swamiji wasn't an ordinary man. He was spiritual. He could do have anything. He could do anything. None of his followers dared advise him to slow down, nor did it ever really occur to them that he needed such protection. They were busy just trying to keep up with him. Yeah, last claims. Vanimata Hare Krishna. Okay. Madhya Mataji, please read. Next is Sapan Prabhu, and then Lalit Mohan Prabhu. Please start reading this paragraph.
Yeah. During the 2 months at 26th Avenue, he had achieved what had formerly been only a dream. He now had a temple, a duly restored society, full freedom to preach, and a band of initiated disciples. When a godbrother had written asking him how he would manage a temple in New York, Prabhupada had said that he would need men from India, but that he might find an American or two who could help. That had been last winter. Now Krishna had put him in a different situation. He had received no help from his godbrothers, no big donations from Indian business magnates, and no assistance from the Indian government. But he was finding success in a different way. These were happy days. He said he had struggled alone for a year, but then Krishna sent me men and money.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes. Saban Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, these were happy days for Prabhupada, but his happiness was not like the happiness of his happiness was happiness of youth, a time of blossoming, of new powers, a time when future hopes expand without limit. He was 71 years old, but in ambition, he was a courageous youth. He was like a young giant just beginning to grow. He was happy because his preaching was taking hold, just as Lord Chaitanya had been happy when he had traveled alone to South India spreading the chanting of Hare Krishna. Prabhupada
మధ్య మధ్యలో ఇంటర్నెట్ ఏదో ఉంది బాబు, స్కిప్పింగ్ సంథింగ్.
he was happy to place the seed of devotion within the hearts and to train them in chanting like Hare Krishna. Hearing about Krishna,
Yeah, okay, Prabhu. Hearing about Krishna and working to spread Krishna consciousness. Somehow, check your internet, Sapan Prabhu. I don't know.
ఇక్కడ స్టామ్ వచ్చింది ప్రభు ఇవాళ, సో అందుకే కొంచెం ఇంటర్నెట్
It's okay, yeah. You can నార్మల్గా ఆ టవర్ మన ఫోన్లో ఉంటుంది కదా, 5 టవర్ లాగా ఉంటుంది.
వేరే డివైసెస్ నేను ఆఫ్ చేస్తాను.
దాన్ని ఆన్ ఆఫ్ చేసి కొన్ని సెకండ్లు వెయిట్ చేసి రీకనెక్ట్ కావండి, అట్లా సెట్ అవుతుంది. ఒక్కోసారి ఇంటర్నెట్ స్ట్రీమ్ సెట్ అవుతుంది. ఆఫ్ ఆఫ్ చేసి కపుల్ ఆఫ్ సెకండ్స్ ఆగి మళ్ళీ ఆన్ చేస్తే సెట్ అవుతుంది. ఓకే, సో లెట్ మోన్ ప్రభు ప్లీజ్ రీడ్.
Prabhupada continued to accelerate. After the first initiations and the first marriage, he was eager for the next step. He was pleased by what he had, but he wanted to do more. It was the greed of a Vaishnava, not a greed of to have a sense gratification, but to take more and more for Krishna. He would go in like a needle and come out like a plow. That is to say, from a small, seemingly insignificant beginning, he would expand his movement to tremendous proportions. At least, that was his desire. He was not content with his newfound success and security at 26th Avenue, but was yearning to increase ISKCON as far as possible. This had always been his vision, and he had written it into the ISKCON chapter to achieve real unity and peace in the world, within the members and humanity at large. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Jai Jai. Thank you, Babuji. Let me read again. Swamiji gathered his group together He knew that once they tried it, they would love it, but it would only happen if he personally went with them. Washington Square Park was only half a mile away, maybe a little more. Yeah, since I am in New York City, frequently going this, here from temple, they are doing every day 6 to 7 hours of Harinam Sankirtana. I mean, different places. Actually, Prabhupada started first Nagara Sankirtana in the downtown, these cities of New York, this place only. First Nagara Sankirtana. Washington Square Park, that location name is. Now, in another 4 5 days, on this coming Saturday, we are celebrating Jagannath Rath Yatra festival. And the procession, after procession done, the Lord sitting in this place, Washington Square Park, Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Devi and Sudarshana sitting in this place, and Kirtan until 8 p.m. And Prasadam, 25,000 plates of Prasadam making. So it's a very big festival in the entire America, one of the big festival, New York City Ratha Yatra. Please watch online. There is a YouTube channel, ISKCON in New York City. Very nice. So when I read this Washington Square Park, some memories coming into play. That's what I'm telling. So Washington Square Park was only half a mile away, maybe a little more. So from the 26th Second Avenue to this place, okay, Washington Square Park. Ravindra Swarupa is still there right now. Ravindra Swarupa Maharaj. He never made a secret of what he was doing. He used to say, I want everybody to know what we are doing. Then one day, D-Day came. He said, we are going to chant in Washington. That's where, the first Nagara Sankirtana. D-Day came. He said, we are going to chant in Washington Square Park. Everybody was scared. You just don't go into a park and chant. It seemed like a weird thing to do. But he assured us, saying, you won't be afraid when you start chanting. Krishna will help you. And so we trudged down to Washington Square Park, but we were very upset about it. Up until that time, we weren't exposing ourselves. I was upset about it. And I know that several other people were to be making a public figure of yourself. With Prabhupada leading, they set out on that fair Sunday morning, walking the city blocks from 2nd Avenue to Washington Square in the heart of Greenwich Village. And the way he looked just by walking, he created a sensation. None of the boys had shaved heads or robes, but because of Swamiji, with his saffron robes, his white pointy shoes, and his shaved head held high, people were astonished. It wasn't like when he would go out alone. That brought nothing more than an occasional second glance. But today, with a group of young men hurrying to keep up with him as he headed through the city streets, obviously about to do something, he caused a stir. Tough guys and kids called out names, and others laughed and made sounds. A year ago, in Butler, the Agarwals had been sure that Prabhupada had not come to America for followers. He didn't want to make any waves, Sally had thought, but now he was making waves, walking through the New York City streets, headed for the first public chanting in America, headed for the first public chanting in America, followed by his first disciples. Please continue, Saban Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. In the park, there were hundreds of people milling about, stylish, decadent Greenwich villagers, visitors from other boroughs, tourists from other states and other lands, an amalgam of faces, nationalities, ages, and interest. As usual, someone was playing his guitar by the fountain. Boys and girls were sitting together and kissing. Some were throwing frisbees, some were playing drums or flutes or other instruments, and some were walking their dogs, talking, watching everything, wandering around. It was a typical day in the village. Prabhupada went to a patch of lawn where, despite a small sign that could keep off the grass, many people were lounging. He sat down, and one by one, his followers sat beside him. He took out his brass hand cymbals and sang the Mahamantra, and his disciples responded, awkwardly at first, then stronger. It wasn't as bad as they had thought it would be. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Lalit Mohan Prabhu, or Madhavi Mataji.
Madhya Mataji, go ahead, Mataji.
Okay, Prabhuji. Jagannatha, it was a marvelous thing, a marvelous experience that Swamiji brought upon me because, one second, because it opened me up a great deal and I overcame a certain shyness. The first time to chant out in the middle of everything. A curious crowd gathered to watch, though no one joined in. Within a few minutes, sorry, Prabhuji. A curious crowd gathered to watch, though no one joined in. Within a few minutes, two policemen moved in through the crowd. Who is in charge here? An officer asked roughly. The boys looked toward Prabhupada. Did not you see the sign? An officer asked. Swamiji, Swamiji furrowed his brow and turned his eyes toward the sign. He got up and walked to the uncomfortably warm pavement and sat down again, and his followers staggered after to sit around him. Prabhupada continued the chanting for half an hour, and the crowd stood listening. A guru in America had never gone onto the streets before and sung the names of God.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Next, Sadhan Prabhu. Lalit Mohan Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu, yes, Prabhu. After Kirtan, he asked for a copy of Srimad Bhagavatam and had Hayagriva read aloud from the preface. With clear articulation, Hayagriva read, disparity in human society is due to the basic principle of godless civilization. There is God, the Almighty One, from whom everything emanates, by whom everything is maintained, and in whom everything is merged to rest. The crowd was still. Afterwards, the Swami and his followers walked back to the storefront, feeling elated and victorious. They had broken the American silence. Should I read one more, Prabhu?
Correct, please, please.
Yeah. Allen Ginsberg lived nearby on East 10th Street. One day he received a peculiar invitation in the mail. Practice the transcendental sound vibration. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This chanting will cleanse the dust from the mirror of the mind. International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Meetings at 7 a.m. daily, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 7 p.m. You are cordially invited to come and bring your friends.
ఇట్లా తయారు చేసింది ప్రభు పాంప్లెట్స్ ప్రభుపాద ఆయన వాటే పర్సనాలిటీ వాటే ప్యూరిటీ సి అట్లా ఇతను టచ్ చేసింది ఇది వన్ ఆఫ్ ద గ్రేట్ పోయట్ అట్ దట్ టైం అది ఎట్లా మెసేజ్ ఎవరికి రీచ్ అవుతుంది అనేది ఓన్లీ కృష్ణ నోస్ ప్రభు వెరీ వెరీ బిగినింగ్ స్టేజ్ ఆఫ్ ఇస్కాన్ వీఆర్ రీడింగ్ ప్రభు practice the transcendental sound vibration. This chanting will cleanse the dust from the mirror of the mind. Meetings at 7 a.m. daily and 26 start chasing the center. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, 7 p.m. classes there. You are cordially invited to come and bring your friends. Sadhan Prabhu, next.
Yes, Prabhuji. Swamiji had asked the boys to distribute it around a neighborhood. One evening, soon after he received the invitation, Allen Ginsberg and his roommate, Peter Orlovsky, arrived at the storefront in Volkswagen minibus. Allen had been captivated by the Hare Krishna Mahamantra several years before, when he had first encountered it at Kumbh Mela festival in Allahabad, India. And he had been chanting it often ever since. The devotees were impressed to see the world-famous author of Howl and leading figure of the best generation of the Beat generation enter their humble storefront. His advocation of free sex, marijuana, and LSD, his claims of drug-induced visions of spirituality in everyday sights, his political ideas, his exploration of insanity, revolt, and nakedness, and his attempts to create a harmony of like-minded souls All were influential on the minds of American young people, especially those living on the Lower East Side. Although by middle class standards he was scandalous and dissolved, he was in his own right a figure of worldly repute, more so than anyone who had ever come to the storefront before. Thank you, Prabhu.
Haribol, Haribol. Thank you, Babuji. Allen Ginsberg, Bhaktivedanta seemed to have no friends in America, but was alone, totally alone, and gone somewhat like a lone hippie to the nearest refuge, the place where it was cheap enough to rent. There were a few people sitting cross-legged on the floor. I think most of them were Lower East Side hippies who had just wandered in off the street with beards and a curiosity and inquisitiveness and a respect for a spiritual presentation of some kind. Some of them were sitting there with glazed eyes, but most of them were just like gentle folk, bearded, hip, and curious. They were refugees from the middle class in the Lower East Side, looking exactly like the street sadhus in India. See, it was very similar. Street sadhus in India అంటే వాళ్ళు సాధులైన ఇప్పుడు. It was very similar that phase in American underground history, and I liked immediately the idea that Swami Bhaktivedanta had chosen the Lower East Side of New York for his practice. He would gone to the lower depths. He would gone to a spot more like the side streets of Kolkata than any other place. Alan and Peter had come for the Kirtana, but it wasn't quite time. Prabhupada hadn't come down. They presented a new harmonium to the devotees. It's for the Kirtanas, said Alan. A little donation. Alan stood at the entrance to the storefront, talking with Hayagriva, telling him now he had been chanting Hare Krishna around the world. At peace marches, poetry readings, a procession in Prague, a writers' union in Moscow, secular Kirtana, said Alan, but Hare Krishna nonetheless. Then Prabhupada entered. Alan and Peter sat with the congregation and joined in the Kirtana. Alan played harmonium. Continue, Sapan Prabhu. We'll read another 5 minutes and we'll wrap up. And Sloka
Hare
recitation.
Krishna. Alan, I was astounded that he'd come with the chanting because it seemed like a reinforcement from India. I had been running but I was surprised to see that he had a different melody because I thought the melody I knew was the melody, the universal melody. I had gotten so used to my melody that actually the biggest difference I had with him was over the tune because I'd solidified it in my mind for years. And to hear another tune actually blew my mind. After the lecture, Alan came forward to meet Prabhupada, who was still sitting on his dais. Alan offered his respects with folded palms and touched Prabhupada's feet, and Prabhupada reciprocated by nodding his head and folding his palms. They talked together briefly, and then Prabhupada returned to his apartment. Alan mentioned to Hayagriva that he would like to come by again and talk more with Prabhupada. So Hayagriva invited him to come the next day and stay for lunch prasadam. Hare Krishna.
Continue.
Yeah. Don't you think Swamiji is a little too historic for New York? Alan asked. Haigriva thought maybe, he replied. Expired. He had entered the country with a visa for a 2 month stay and he had been extending his visa for 2 more months again and again. This had gone on for 1 year, but the last time he had applied for extension, he had been refused. We need an immigration lawyer, said Haigriva. I'll donate to that, Alan assured him. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Have you seen, bro, how Krishna sends people
అదే కదా అదే
to
కదా
things, to get things done?
కరెక్ట్ అది see that's a purity Prabhu. What exactly
Yes, yes.
purity matters. ప్యూరిటీ పుల్ చేస్తుంది ఎవరెవరిని ఎక్కడి నుంచి ఆ కనెక్టెడ్ ఆ డాట్స్ ని కనెక్ట్ చేస్తుంటది రైట్ సో ఆ పాంప్లెట్ ఏంది చదవడం ఏంటిది నేను ఆల్రెడీ ఆయనకి ఒక ఇంట్రడక్షన్ ఎక్కడ ఇండియాలో దొరికింది అతనికే
ముందు
దొరికింది
ఇండియాలో అవ్వడం, అలహాబాద్ వెళ్ళడం, ప్రయాగ్ వెళ్ళడం, మళ్ళీ యా All connecting dots only. That's it.
Mm. Mm. Yeah. Okay, so now here. Mother Chautara. Vani Mata, Hare Krishna.
Yes. Yes.
If you are done with these things, please come and read Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam.
Yeah, please
మాతాజీ ఓట్లు లెక్కిస్తుందండి.
yeah. ఓట్లు లెక్కేస్తుంది. మేబీ మంచి వాళ్ళనే సెలెక్ట్ చేయండి మరి. ఓకే.
Yes, చదవనా Prabhuji?
Yeah. చదవండి. Selected one. So start.
Yeah. The next morning, Alan Ginsenberg came by with a clerk and another harmonium up in Prabhupada's apartment. He demonstrated his melody for chanting Hare Krishna, and then he and Prabhupada talked. Alan, I was a little shy with him because I didn't know where he was coming from. I had that harmonium I wanted to donate, and I had a little money. I thought it was great now that he was here to expound on the Hare Krishna mantra. That would sort of justify my singing. I knew what I was doing, but I didn't have any theological background to satisfy further inquiries. And here was someone who did. So I thought that was absolutely great. Now I could go around singing Hare Krishna, and if anybody if anybody wanted to know what it was, I could just send them to Swami Bhakti Vedanta to find out. If anyone wanted to know the technical intricacies and the ultimate history, I could send them to him.
Continue. Read another two.
He explained to me about his own teacher and about Chaitanya and the lineage going back. His head was filled with so many things and what he was doing. He was already working on his translations. He always seemed to be sitting there just day after day and night after night. And I think he had one or two people helping him. Prabhupada was very cordial with Alan, quoting a passage from Bhagavad Gita where Krishna says that whatever a great man does, others will follow. He requested Alan to continue chanting Hare Krishna at every opportunity so that others will follow his example. He told about Lord Chaitanya's organizing the first civil disobedience movement in India, leading to Sankirtana protest march against the Muslim ruler. Alan was fascinated. He enjoyed talking with the Swami. But they had their differences. When Alan expressed his admiration for a well-known Bengali holy man, Prabhupada said that the holy man was bogus. Alan was shocked. He had never before heard a Swami severely criticize another's practice. Prabhupada explained on the basis of Vedic evidence the reasoning behind his criticism, and Alan admitted that he had naively thought that all holy men were 100% holy. But now he decided that he should not simply accept a sadhu, including Prabhupada, on blind faith. He decided to see Prabhupada in more severe, critical light. Alan,
Continue. Go on, read it.
Alan, I had a very superstitious attitude of respect, which probably was an idiot sense of mentality. And so Swami Bhaktivedanta's preaching was very good to make me question that. It also made me question him and not take him for granted. Alan described a divine vision he had in which William Blake had appeared to him in sound and in which he had understood the oneness of all things. A sadhu in Vrindavana had told Alan that this meant that William Blake was his guru. But to Prabhupada, this made no sense. Alan, the main thing above and beyond all our differences was an aroma of sweetness that he had, a personal, selfless sweetness like total devotion. And that was what always conquered me. Whatever intellectual questions or doubts I had, or even cynical views of ego. In his presence, there was a kind of personal charm coming from dedication that conquered all our conflicts. Even though I didn't agree with him, I always liked to be with him. Alan agreed, at Prabhupada's request, to chant more and to try to give up smoking. Do you really intend to make these American boys into Vaishnavas? Alan asked. Yes, Prabhupada replied happily, and I will make them all Brahmanas. Alan left a $200 check to help cover the legal expenses for extending the Swami's visa and wished him good luck. Brahmanas. Alan didn't see how such a transformation could be possible.
That time, $200 check is a very big. 1966, $200 check is a very big money. So Allen Ginsberg is a very great poet, and he is a wealthy person actually. If you see one video, I want to show you. Allen Ginsberg chanting. We all loved it. I love it. Allen Ginsberg, Hare Krishna chanting. So, I'll share.
Just look at an industry that's currently making billionaires even wealthier.
Yes. One second. Let me share the sound. Share sound.
I think the cause of their paranoia, because their paranoia is our paranoia. It's a mirror reflecting system. The two images are just reflecting each other. Paranoia building up, like in a barroom brawl. The more we think in terms... If you keep this up, I'm going to ask you to read more poetry. Oh. Why don't I sing instead? No, it's just that in politics you are a little bit naive, right? Well, that's a language naive. Yeah. I come from an old tradition, so... You know the Hare Krishna chant? No, go ahead. To the preservation of the universe instead of its destruction. Krishna returns in the Bhagavad Gita every time there's a flood, fire, original sin leading to atom bombs. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That was the most unhurried Krishna I ever heard.
So this is the thing, Srila Prabhupada, the purity attracts. So how he is changed, how nicely when he is chanting, how his face happiness, Did anybody observed in his face expressions? Hare Krishna.
His eyes, Prabhu, his eyes. You can see his eyes actually.
Yes, Prabhuji. So that's the thing, Prabhupada touched that purity, makes them, pure devotees. Thank you so much, devotees, for reading Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita as well as Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, 15th chapter. So let us continue with what in Jidam Prabhu. Present Sakundi, what do you want to do?
If we are very minimum devotees, Prabhu, should we go ahead with the new shloka?
Let me share it. I am chess. Recite చేద్దాం అయితే పని అయిపోతుంది. రుద్రగీత. మీరు ఒకసారి రిసైడ్ చేయండి, అందరం ఒకసారి రిసైడ్ చేద్దాం, దెన్ వీ కెన్ ర్యాప్. ఓకే, మా వాళ్ళు యాక్చువల్గా మా పేరెంట్స్ దగ్గర ఉన్నారు, అక్కడ ఇంటర్నెట్ ఇష్యూ ఉంది 2-3 days, ఇదే అక్కడ కాదు, ఐ హ్యావ్ టు మేనేజ్. ఈ రాజు ప్రభు రీసెంట్గా రెస్టారెంట్ స్టార్ట్ చేసిండు, ఈజ్ బిజీ విత్ దట్, మా ఇంకెవరి దీపమాత జాయిన్ కాలేదు, కించన్ ప్రభు జాయిన్ కాలేదు టు హెల్ప్ మీ అవుట్. Let us see. Next time, Sapan Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Sapan Prabhuji.
Prabhuji?
Hare
Prabhuji, నేను కూడా రేపటి నుంచి ఒక 20 days జాయిన్ అవును Prabhuji. I am traveling, so I won't be able to.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'll be back on 25th, but I'll miss the association, Prabhuji.
యా ఓకే మాతాజీ, నో ప్రాబ్లం.
Thank you, Guruji.
యా ఎక్కడ నాం బాబు 45-46 వరగా
50-51 ప్రభు, 51.
51 కూడా అయిపోయారా? 51 కాదనుకుంటా, 50 అనుకుంటా కదా.
50 అయిపోయింది ప్రభు.
ఇప్పుడు ఏం
పూరరేచక సంవిజ్ఞ అయిపోయింది ప్రభు.
51 చెప్తారా?
అవును ప్రభు.
ఇది ఈ 3 శ్లోకాలు 4 శ్లోకాలు రిసైడ్ చేద్దామన్నారా ఏంటిది ఐడియా? లాస్ట్ టైం చేసిందా? సో బెటర్ ఈ రోజు ఇది రిసైడ్ చేద్దాం. జస్ట్ ఒక్కసారి రిసైడ్ చేయండి. వి ఆల్ రిసైడ్ అండ్ రేపు కొత్త చేద్దాంలేండి. ఓకే
ఓకే ప్రభు, షూర్.
సో సపన్ ప్రభు, ఐ వాంటెడ్ టు టెల్ యూ సంథింగ్. ఇఫ్ నోబడీ ఇస్ దేర్, ఇన్ కేస్ నాకు ఇప్పుడు 11:40 అవుతుంది. మీరు పసిఫిక్ టైం జోన్ లో ఉన్నారు కదా.
అవును ప్రభు.
యూ కెన్ టేక్ కేర్ ప్రభు. నేను ఎవరైనా జాయిన్ కాకపోతే కెన్ యూ ప్లీజ్ మేనేజ్ ఫ్రమ్ నా టైం 11 వరకు నేను ఉంటాను. ఒకవేళ కొన్ని రోజులే, వీళ్ళు మళ్ళీ బ్యాక్ హైదరాబాద్ వచ్చే వరకు 2-3 days 4 days. ఇతను రెస్టారెంట్ స్టార్ట్ చేసిండు 9 o'clock వరకు అక్కడే ఉంటాడంట. మార్నింగ్ మంగళారతి ఆ శ్రీపతి ప్రభు వాళ్ళ ఇంట్లో అయిపోయినాక వెళ్ళిపోతుండంట. చెప్పాడు నాకు మెసేజ్ రాజు ప్రభు. ఈ దీపమత ఆన్ అండ్ ఆఫ్ సమ్ టైమ్స్ రెగ్యులర్, ఇట్స్ ఓకే, ఇట్స్ దేర్ ఓన్ థింగ్స్ ఫస్ట్ ప్రయారిటీ వాళ్ళు చూసుకొని జాయిన్ అవుతున్నారు. బట్ ఇన్ కేస్ మీరు జాయిన్ అయితే కనుక మీ థర్స్డే అది ఫుడ్ ట్రక్ కాకుండా, ఆ రోజు కాకుండా మిగతా రోజులలో ఒకవేళ ఎవరు లేకపోతే కెన్ యూ ప్లీజ్ మేనేజ్ ప్రభు ఫ్రమ్.
మేనేజ్ అంటే ఏముంటది బ్రో?
ఏం లేదు, జస్ట్ ఏముంటది, మీకు హోస్ట్ యాక్సెస్ ఇస్తా, షేర్ చేయాలి, రిసైడ్ చేస్తారు, శ్లోకాలు రిసైడ్ చేస్తారు, ఏమైనా రీడింగ్ యాక్టివిటీ ఉంటే కంటిన్యూ చేయడం, అంతే, ఇంకేం లేదు.
ఓకే బ్రో, షూర్. ఎక్సెప్ట్ థర్స్డే ఐ కెన్ డూ అదర్ డేస్.
అదే అంటే మీరు ఒక బ్యాకప్ గా, అంటే ఎవరు మా వాళ్ళు కానీ ఇంకా ఈ అక్కించం ప్రభు కానీ ఈ దీపం అవుతుంది కానీ జాయిన్ కాకపోతే మీరు చేయదండి. ఓకే
ఓకే.
థ్యాంక్ యూ ప్రభు. ఒకసారి చేయండి ప్రభు రిసైటేషన్ ఇదంతా. నేను కూడా జాయిన్ కాలేదు కరెక్ట్గా. ఐ విల్ ఆల్సో రిసైట్
చేయమంటారు ఒకసారి?
మొత్తం ఈ 4 శ్లోకాలు ఒకసారి రిసైట్ చేయండి.
సరే ప్రభు. ప్రీతి ప్రహిత ప్రీతి ప్రహసితాపాంగం ఫలకైరూపశోభితం లసత్పంకజ కింజల్క దుకూలం మృష్టకుండలం స్ఫురత్కిరీటవలయా హారానూపూరమేకలం శంఖచక్ర గదా పద్మ మాలామన్యుత్తమర్ధిమాత్ సింహస్కందద్విషో బిభ్రత్ సౌభగగ్రీవ కౌస్తుభం శ్రియానపాయిన్యా క్షిప్త నికాశాశ్మోరసోలసత్ పూరరేచక సంవిజ్ఞ వలీవల్గూదలోదరం ప్రతిసంక్రామయద్విశ్వం నాభాయ నాభ్యావర్తాగభీరయా. థ్యాంక్ యూ ప్రభుజీ.
థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్. సఫల్ ప్రభు మీరు ఏం ప్రభు నెక్స్ట్ మాధవి మాత, వాణి మాత.
ఓకే. ప్రీతి ప్రహసితాపాంగం అలకైరూపశోభితం లసత్పంకజకింజల్కా దుకులం మృష్టకుండలం స్ఫురత్ కిరీటవలయా హారనుపురమేఖలం శంఖచక్రగదా పద్మా మాలా మణి ఉత్తమరిద్ధిమత్ సింహస్కందద్విషో బిభ్రత్ సౌభాగగ్రీవ కౌస్తుభం శ్రీయానపాయిన్యా క్షిప్తా నికాసాస్మోరసోలసత్ పూరరేచక సంవిఘ్నా వలీవల్గూదలోదరం ప్రతిసంక్రామయద్విశ్వం నాభ్యావర్తాగభీరయా. హరే కృష్ణ.
నైస్, థ్యాంక్ యూ ప్రభు. మాధవి మాతాజీ, వాణి మాతాజీ.
హరే కృష్ణ ప్రభుజీ. శ్రీమద్ భాగవతం 4.24.47-40. ప్రీతి ప్రహసితాపంగం అలకైరూపశోభితం లసత్పంకజ కింజల్క దుక్కులం మృస్త కుండలం స్ఫురత్కిరీటవలయా హారానుపురమేకలం శంఖచక్ర గదా పద్మ మాలామణియుత్తమార్ధిమాత్ సింహస్కంద ద్విషో బిభ్రత్ సౌభాగ్రీవ కౌస్తుభం శ్రీయానాపాయింకా క్షిప్త నికాశాశ్మోర సోలస పురారేచక సంవిజ్ఞ బలివల్గూదలోదరం ప్రతిసంక్రమయాద్ విశ్వం నాభ్యావర్త గభీరయ. థ్యాంక్ యూ ప్రభుజీ. హరే కృష్ణ.
హరే కృష్ణ మాతాజీ. వాణి మాతాజీ.
ప్రభుజీ
లాస్ట్ టైం చేయండి, మీరు బ్రేక్ తీసుకుంటారు కదా, మంచిగా చేయండి.
ఎస్ ప్రభుజీ 20 days పెద్ద బ్రేక్ వస్తుంది. అక్కడ డిఫరెంట్ లాగిన్ అవ్వడానికి టైమింగ్ కూడా సేమ్ ఉండదు ప్రభుజీ.
ఓకే
ఓకే. ప్రీతి ప్రహస్తాప ఏంటి మర్చిపోయాను మొత్తం. ఫస్ట్ చెప్పండి ప్రభుజీ.
ప్రీతి ప్రహసితాపాంగం
ప్రీతి ప్రహసితాపాంగం అలకైరూపశోభితం లసత్ పంకజ కింజల్క దుకూలం మృష్టకుండలం స్ఫురత్కిరీటవలయ హరానూపురమేఖలం శంఖచక్ర గదా పద్మా మాలామణి ఉత్తమాధిమాద్ సింహస్కందత్విషో బిభ్రత్ సౌభాగ్రీవ కౌస్తుభం శ్రీయానపాయినాక్షిప్త నికాశాశ్మోర సోలసత్ పురరేచిక సంవిఘ్న వలివల్గుదలోదరం ప్రతిశంకరాత్మయాద్ విశ్వ శంకరామాయ. ఎలా ప్రొనౌన్స్ చేయాలి ఇది వర్డ్?
ప్రతిసంక్రామయద్విశ్వం
ప్రతిశంకరామాయద్విశ్వం నాభ్యావ్రత గభీర్య. నాభ్యావర్త గభీరయ. ఓకే. సారీ ప్రభుజీ, నాట్ దేర్ ఫర్ ద లాస్ట్ శ్లోక, సో ఏమాత్రం నేర్చుకోలేదు.
థ్యాంక్ యూ. ఇట్స్ ఓకే మాతాజీ, అట్లా ఏమనుకోదు. ఎంతో కొంత నేర్చుకుంటాం. మీరు చాలా ఇంప్రూవ్ అయింది మీది రిసైటేషన్. ఐఎమ్ ఫీలింగ్ దట్. ఓకే, ఇట్స్ వెరీ గుడ్. ఇట్స్ ఓకే.
థ్యాంక్ యూ ప్రభుజీ, యూ ఆల్వేస్ ఎంకరేజ్ లైక్ దట్.
ఫస్ట్ లో దానికంటే దట్స్ వేర్ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తే వస్తుంది. ఇట్స్ ఓకే. నేర్చుకుంటే ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తుంటే రెగ్యులర్ గా అవర్ టంగ్ విల్ బి ట్రైన్డ్ నైస్లీ. ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ. లెట్ మీ డూ విత్ ట్రాన్స్లేషన్ ప్రభు. ప్రభు అసలు చేయలేదు, అసలు చాలా రోజులైంది జాయిన్ అవ్వక. శ్లోక రిసైటేషన్ శ్రీమద్ భాగవతం 4.24.47 and 48. ప్రీతి ప్రహసితాపాంగం అలకైరూపశోభితం లసత్ పంకజ కింజల్కా దుకూలం మృష్టకుండలం స్ఫురత్ కిరీటవలయ హారానుపూరమేఖలం శంఖచక్ర గదా పద్మా మాలామాన్యుత్తమాధృత్మాత్. సంస్కృతం మంచి లాంగ్వేజ్. మాలామన్యుత్తమర్ధిమాత్. హరి బోల్. ట్రాన్స్లేషన్ ఒకసారి చదువుతాను. లెట్ మీ రిథమిక్ కంప్లీట్ అయ్యింది. 4.24.49. సింహస్కంద స్విషో బిభ్రాత్ సౌభాగ్రీవ కౌస్తుభం శ్రీయానపాయిన్య క్షిప్త నికాశాస్మోర సోల్లసాత్ పూరరేచక సంవిఘ్న వలివల్గూదలోదరం ప్రతిశంక్రమయాద్విశ్వం ప్రతిశంక్రమయద్విశ్వం నాభాయావర్త గభీరయ. Translations: The Lord is super excellent. ఇవన్నీ ఎవరు రుద్రగీతం కదా. సో Lord Shiva is glorifying. Sanskrit is very beautiful language, Prabhuji. Nice. The Lord is super excellently beautiful on account of his open and merciful smile and his sidelong glance upon his devotees. His black hair is curly and his garments waving in the wind appear like flying saffron pollen from lotus flowers. His glittering earring, shining helmet, bangles, garland, ankle bells, waist belt, waist belt, and various other bodily ornaments combined with conch shell, disc, club, and lotus flower to increase the natural beauty of the Kaustuba pearl on his chest. The Lord has shoulders just like a lion's. Upon these shoulders are garlands, necklaces, and epaulets, and all of these are always glittering. Besides this, there is the beauty of the Kaustuba Manipal, and on the dark chest of the Lord there are streaks named Srivatsa, which are signs of the goddess of fortune. The glittering of these streaks excels the beauty of the golden streaks on a gold testing stone. Indeed, such beauty defeats a gold testing stone. The Lord's abdomen is beautiful due to three ripples in the flesh. Being so round, his abdomen resembles the leaf of a banyan tree, and when he exhales and inhales, the movement of the ripples appears very, very beautiful. The coils within the navel of the Lord are so deep that it appears that the entire universe sprouted out of it, and yet again wishes to go back. Rudragitam ki jai, Lord Shiva ki jai, Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Hari Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Thank you so much for joining today. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Gurudev ki jai. Nitai Gaur Hari Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Thank you again, Sapan Prabhu, Madhavi Mataji, Vani Mataji, Lalit Mohan Prabhu. Small group, very nicely read. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. కేసీ ఏ రోజు ట్యూస్డేనా
ట్యూస్డే ప్రభు.
కేసీ ట్యూస్డే హరిబోల్ అండ్ విష్ ఫర్ అవర్ మోడీ విన్స్, ప్రే ఫర్ హిమ్. ఆఫ్ కోర్స్ he will come. He did many things and he is saving our country for our Sanatana culture, values, principles.
Prabhu,
Thank
also
you.
pray for TDP in our Rashtra, Prabhu.
Yes.
We suffered 5 years of IRCP. No accountability, nothing. Everyone is a king here.
ఒక్కొక్క ఆర్టికల్ చదివాను ప్రభుజీ. వీని రాజ్యం జగన్ రాజ్యం ఏమైందంటే కోర్టు మెట్లు ఎక్కడం వరకు, ప్రతి ఇష్యూకి కూడా కోర్టు మెట్లు ఎక్కి ప్రభుత్వానికి అన్ని లాస్ట్ లో కూడా మొన్నటి కూడా ఎలక్షన్ ఏంది పోస్టల్ బ్యాలెట్ గురించి కోర్టు మెట్లు ఎక్కిందంట, ఆ రాజధానుల గురించి కోర్టు మెట్లు ఎక్కిందంట, ఇంకా వేరే ఇతర మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద టైమ్స్ కోర్టుల చుట్లనే తిరిగినాయంట ప్రభుత్వం అంతా రాసిన ఒక ఆర్టికల్ ప్రభు. సో అండ్ ఇది
అంటే ఐఎమ్ జస్ట్ టెల్లింగ్ యూ ద ప్రాక్టికల్ థింగ్స్. ఆల్ కన్స్ట్రక్షన్ యాక్టివిటీస్ స్టాప్డ్ ఫ్రమ్ 1.5 years 2 years ప్రభుజీ. పన్నులకి పన్నులు లేవు అసలు. నెల వస్తే వాడు వేసే డబ్బుల మీద ఆధారపడుతున్నారు జనాలు అందరూ కూడా. సో నో బిజినెస్, నథింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ లాస్ట్ 2 years. ఏంది అంటే నో బిజినెస్ నా. ఎవరైనా బిల్డింగ్ ఇప్పుడు స్టార్ట్ చేశారనుకుంటారు, ఒక ఫ్లాట్ అడుగుతున్నాడు మా ఎమ్మెల్యే ఇక్కడ. సో నో వన్ ఈస్ కన్స్ట్రక్టింగ్ ఎనీ బిల్డింగ్స్. No building construction, no workers, nothing, no work for workers. That's how it happened here, Prabhu. He is claiming that I am giving you 10,000, 8,000 per month. Ye mulk vaste, Prabhu. And he is, grabbing in the liquor. So it's very bad. Things are very bad here. So please pray for this also if you are praying for that. I am sorry. But that's how Prabhu, that's how things will go ahead actually. And lot of conversions, Prabhu. Lot of conversions because this evangelism.
ఉన్నది నడుస్తా ఉన్నది.
That is also there along with all these things.
నడుస్తుంది కానీ ఉండదు కదా ప్రభు. మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద ఎగ్జిట్ పోల్స్ అన్ని కూడా చెప్తున్నాయి కదా. సో డెఫినెట్లీ బ్యాక్ బేసికల్లీ ఈస్ గోన్ అ న్యూ చాప్టర్ ప్రభు ఫర్ ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్. థ్యాంక్ యూ. విల్ కనెక్ట్ టుమారో. హరే కృష్ణ.